Hello, I'm Sebastian. Welcome to 9 Trees podcast. Today, I will summarize and review the book. Beyond Mach 3, A Pilot's Journey Through the U-2 and SR-71 1950 to 1970, a memoir follows Cole, Buddy Brown through the formative decades of Cold War aviation, when speed, altitude, and secrecy reshaped what flying meant. Framed as a personal account, the book traces a path from early military flying in the 1950s into the elite world of high-altitude reconnaissance, touching the U-2's demanding profile and the SR-71 Blackbird's extraordinary performance envelope. Rather than reading like a technical manual, it aims to show how groundbreaking aircraft programs were experienced by the people who lived inside them, including the training pipeline, the culture of compartmentalization, and the everyday realities that sat beside historic missions. The period from 1950 to 1970 brings in shifting geopolitical pressures, rapid aerospace innovation, and the constant tension between capability and risk. For readers interested in aviation history, pilot mindset, and the human side of classified operations, this memoir offers a grounded window into a legendary era. I will give you key takeaways from this book. Firstly, Cold War skies and the road to elite reconnaissance. A central topic is how a pilot's career could evolve alongside the Cold War's accelerating demands. The memoir context, spanning 1950 to 1970, naturally highlights a military environment where new threats required new tools and where selection, specialization, and trust mattered as much as raw airmanship. The narrative arc emphasizes a progression from foundational flying skills to assignments that carried unusual responsibility, reflecting how pilots were prepared to operate at the edge of national capability. Readers can expect attention to training standards, performance expectations, and the professional habits that separated routine military aviation from the rarefied world of strategic reconnaissance. The book also implicitly maps a broader history, the transition from earlier jet-era operations to aircraft whose primary advantages were altitude, speed, and sensor reach. That shift demanded a different kind of pilot discipline, one focused on precision, procedural rigor, and the ability to function under strict security rules. By treating this path as lived experience rather than abstract history, the memoir shows how major programs were populated by individuals who had to earn their way in, adapt quickly, and accept that many achievements would remain unrecognized in public for years. Secondly, U-2 operations, high-altitude endurance, and unforgiving margins. Another major theme is the U-2 as an aircraft that rewards patience and punishes complacency. Publicly known accounts of U-2 operations often stress the unique flight regime, extremely high altitude, long-duration missions, and tight aerodynamic margins that demand careful energy management. In a memoir focused on a pilot's journey, the U-2 becomes a platform for exploring endurance, cockpit workload, and the mental discipline required to hold performance precisely for hours. The book is positioned to illuminate the gap between the U-2's elegant purpose and its practical challenges, such as takeoff and landing characteristics, weather sensitivity, and the importance of ground support and procedures. It also naturally underscores how reconnaissance is not just about the airplane, but about mission planning, navigation, and the integration of sensors, communications, and recovery routines. Within the 1950 to 1970 timeframe, U-2 work also sits inside a larger geopolitical machine, where information collection could influence national decisions yet still leave the aviator operating in a quiet, constrained environment. This topic provides readers a sense of the U-2 as both an engineering achievement and an intensely human test of concentration and consistency. Thirdly, SR-71 Blackbird, Speed, Heat, and Systems Mastery Beyond Mach 3, the SR-71 portion of the memoir, foregrounds an aircraft defined by extremes, sustained very high speed, immense heat loads, and system complexity that required deep procedural knowledge. Publicly available history of the SR-71 emphasizes that it was not merely fast, but fast in a way that changed how missions were planned, flown, and supported. A pilot narrative set in this world typically focuses on the choreography between aircrew and aircraft, where checklist discipline, coordination, and anticipation are essential because events unfold quickly and margins are different from conventional jets. The headline promise of Beyond Mach 3 points to more than a speed figure. It signals a mindset where aerodynamics, propulsion behavior, and thermal considerations shape every phase of flight. Expect discussion of how preparation and debriefing could be as consequential as the sortie itself, given the need to integrate maintenance realities, fuel planning, routing, and operational security. This topic also highlights how the SR-71 represented an apex of analog-era ingenuity, demanding that the aircrew understand the machine as a living system rather than a simple vehicle. For readers, the SR-71 story offers a vivid way to grasp why the Blackbird remains iconic. It was an operational tool, a technological statement, and a daily challenge all at once. Fourthly, secrecy, teamwork, and the culture of compartmentalized programs. A key thread in any memoir tied to U-2 and SR-71 service is the lived reality of secrecy. The book's timeframe and subject matter point to compartmentalized programs where information was shared on a need-to-know basis, shaping relationships, routines, and even personal life. This topic explores how elite aviation depends on far more than the person at the controls. Ground crews, planners, intelligence specialists, and leadership form an ecosystem. Yet the security environment can limit what participants can discuss, even with colleagues outside the program. The memoir angle is well suited to illustrating the practical implications, how briefings are structured, how travel and schedules may be managed, and how professional identity is shaped when achievements cannot be openly celebrated. It also brings forward the discipline of standardization and trust, because high-consequence missions require everyone to execute precisely without improvisation that could compromise safety or security. Beyond the operational layer, secrecy creates psychological texture, a blend of pride, isolation, and duty. By focusing on culture rather than only hardware, the book offers insight into why these programs sustained excellence for years. It shows how extraordinary performance is often the result of ordinary people adhering to extraordinary standards within a tightly controlled environment. Lastly, risk, resilience, and the pilot mindset in a rapidly changing era, the memoir's broader value lies in what it reveals about risk management and resilience during a period of rapid aerospace change. Between 1950 and 1970, aviation technology advanced quickly, but many safety lessons were learned in real time, and the consequences of error could be severe. This topic centers on the pilot mindset required to operate high-performance aircraft responsibly, humility toward the machine, respect for procedures, and the ability to remain calm when conditions are unfamiliar or unforgiving. It also highlights career durability, how a pilot learns from setbacks, adapts to new aircraft, and maintains personal standards while moving through different roles and expectations. Readers can expect emphasis on preparation, situational awareness, and decision-making, not as abstract virtues, but as habits built through training and reinforced by experience. The narrative framing encourages reflection on how leadership, mentoring, and unit culture influence individual performance, particularly when missions are classified and the margin for public feedback is limited. This topic resonates beyond aviation because it treats excellence as a practice, a repeated commitment to learning, discipline, and measured courage. In that sense, the memoir uses extraordinary aircraft to tell a practical story about human performance under pressure. In conclusion, this book suits readers who want more than headline facts about the U-2 and SR-71. Aviation enthusiasts, military history readers, and anyone curious about Cold War reconnaissance will find value in a first-person perspective that connects technology to lived experience. It is also a strong fit for pilots and engineers interested in how high-performance aircraft are actually operated, the discipline, repetition, and teamwork that make extreme capability usable and safe. The benefit to a reader's life comes from the transferable lessons embedded in elite aviation culture, such as preparation before action, calm execution under pressure, and respect for systems and procedures. Those themes apply to demanding careers far outside the cockpit. Compared with many similar books that lean heavily toward technical specs or broad program histories, a memoir can deliver texture, the emotional tone of training, the quiet weight of secrecy, and the practical habits that kept missions on track. That human dimension is what makes the purchase worthwhile, because it turns famous aircraft into a relatable story of professional growth and responsibility. If you want an accessible, experience-driven window into a legendary era of flight, this memoir offers a compelling reason to add it to your shelf. If you would like to support Call Buddy Brown, you can buy the book through the Amazon link I've provided in the podcast description. After reading the book, please let me know what you think and share your thoughts. See you around.